devotees.
Thank you.
I was muted, but I was just telling them that I'm very happy to be here. I always wanted to see Swami Yogashananda's baby. Swami Yogashananda was the Swami who actually developed this group and this center, and this chapel is beautiful. Yeah. Oh, I love it. It's everything is whatever needs to be in a place like this. It's here, but tiny. Yeah.
He had imagination and persistence in believing in what he believed in.
Oh yeah.
Two things.
Yeah.
But perhaps you might like to hear that when a carpenter was working here, he says, I don't know what this place is, what you are doing. But somehow when I come here, I feel so much at peace. Yeah.
Sweet. No, it's a beautiful place. Sincerely, I say, I mean it. Very good. So it's 11:02. Beauty calls. So this is a lecture. A lecture needs to be structured if I want to convey an idea and a message. So there is the structures. I'm gonna just go with the flow and read the paper that I prepared for you, and I will be explaining it. I can engage you, and you'll be part of it. I think it's time, and Jyoti is not here, but it's okay. I can introduce myself again.
Jyoti told she will be coming.
She'll be coming? Oh, no, I should wait. Ima, I wish I could flip the camera to show you how many people. Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's okay, Swamiji. I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, but also.
Oh, yes. Hello. Namaste, everyone. Glad to be here.
Yeah. From Denver, Colorado.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah. So before starting, for those who do not know, and the first time that see the Swami, my name is Swami Dhyanayogananda. My center is Ramakrishna Monastery in Trevico Canyon. It's a sub-center of the Vedanta Society of Southern California under Swami Sarvadevananda. I think that's enough. If you wonder about my accent, I was born and raised in the city of Buenos Aires, Argentina. I'm South American. And then I've been living in the United States for the last 10 years. So let's get started. I'll say a chant. Om Bhadram Karne Vishrunuyama Deva Bhadram Pashye Makshabhirya Chatra Sthairangay Stushubhagum Sastanubi Vyashema Deva Hitanyadayu. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, O gods, may we hear with our ears what is auspicious. O ye otherworld ones, may we see with our eyes what is auspicious. May we sing praises to ye and enjoy with strong limbs and body the life allotted to us by the gods. Om. Peace. There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. A human being is a part of the whole, called by us universe. A human being is a part of the whole, called by us universe, a part limited in time and space. He experiences himself, his thoughts and feelings, as something separated from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of his consciousness. This delusion is a kind of prison to us, restricting us to our personal desires and to affection for a few persons near to us. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature in its beauty. Did you follow? Who said this? Really? Uh-huh. Yeah. It's beautiful. A human being is a part of the whole, called by us universe, a part limited in time and space. He experiences himself, his thoughts and feelings, as something separated from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of his consciousness. This delusion is a kind of prison to us, restricting us to our personal desires and affection for a few persons near to us. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature in its beauty. Again, the topic today is the way we want to live. What is the way we want to live? Deeply, profoundly, intensely. Why not? Yeah, why not? Profoundly, deeply, intensely, being able to appreciate every single moment. Every single moment. I remember when I decided to become a monk many years ago, 22, 23 years ago. And a devotee very close to our place. She said, I'm not sure about this. You are a person who likes to live intensely, who relates to the world in such a way, I don't think you can be a monk. I was like, never thought of that. Well, let's see. Yeah. Formerly, I called this talk Living Your Life Intensely. And this topic was triggered me, or I was, motivated or inspired to think about this. Because one day I got a phone call from a devotee and said, how are you? Yeah, everything's fine. Life is good. Life is really good to me today. And I have everything, maturity, the means, love, yet I'm unable to enjoy. I'm unable to accept it. It's like, wow, why? I mean, I just couldn't understand. Because we are Vedantins. What's the problem with living your life? Right? Well, I don't know. I guess I'm scared. I'm scared to lose what I have. And I'm like, oh, no. Why should you be scared? On the contrary, we should understand that we eventually lose everything we have, including our bodies. But why should you miss the opportunity to live this moment? At the same time, I was invited to give a series of talks in Spain, in Barcelona. And some devotees they call me and they say, hey, particularly one of them, a devotee from Puerto Rico, and she wrote to me saying, hey, Swami, this is great, enjoy it, and live it intensely. I was like, oh, I like that. Why not, right? Still connected with something that is, kind of like personality, Why brave? I thought I was brave. At the same time, I saw these two opposites happening. A person who is unable to accept his present, and enjoy life, and at the same time, somebody who's wishing me to live to the point almost of tears, intensely, profoundly, deeply. I stick to the other one. I stick to the other one. So when I share this topic, and somebody told me, well, Swami, that's a very sharp edge. If you talk about that as if we cannot talk about life, or we won't be able to enjoy life, what's wrong? Well, people are confused. People think that in order to live intensely, you have to fulfill all your desires. Right? Not necessarily. Living our lives is inevitable. We can't help it. We are here now. Some of us already with some life experience, so many years past, but we're still here. And it's inevitable. So why not living? Why not living to the point of tears? Why not living intensely? We usually like to live and dream intensely about the past and the future. All those days. Remember when we were teenagers and we could, we have to work, make a living, free time. All the future, one day, again. But we dream about it profoundly. And we can be very, very intense when it comes to our past. But life is here and now. I know it sounds a little bit like a new age kind of language. But hey, it's true. Life is now. Eckhart told us the power of now. Yeah. Life is here and now. We should live every moment with the same enthusiasm as when we were kids. And express that enthusiasm all around us by bringing out the good part of what we have learned today. The present makes us exist. Living in the present allows us to being aware of each situation, finding that eternity in every single moment without wanting to change a thing. We are here to live and not to be lived. We can assert our own lives. Choose the life you want to live. Life simply is. Is. Need to choose to live intensely. Intensely committed, intensely dedicated, intensely related with the value structure, solid one, strong determination. We make a distinction between being alive and living my life. One has no choice in some areas. There is no choice in exercising choice for a human being. We need to choose. Should I breathe or not? I was invited to a dinner last night. Should I eat a rasagula or not? Because I know how it tastes. Rasagula is cheese. It's like ricotta cheese, hardened and then drenched in syrup. Delicious. We all have to exercise choice. How much should I eat? You have a choice. You have to choose. Should I relate to the world or not? While living, there is no choice. I need to relate. Living, in fact, is relating to each other. those also. Relate to them. One can be alive without relating to the world, but that is not living. You can be asleep, not relating to the world, but the next person right next to you is relating to you, witnessing you as you sleep. In a state of a coma or a coma, one does not relate to the world, but that is not living. You are alive and you need to live your life. Does it sound good? Yeah. Vedanta doesn't tell you not to live. There is a misconception when it comes to being in charge of your life or allow yourself to be lived by life. You are alive and you need to live your life. Albert Camus. Do you know Albert Camus? Was a French, Algerian novelist, playwright, journalist, philosopher. Who Albert Camus, French. He lived in the 20th century. Camus says, stop looking for happiness in meaning. I know, you will feel uncomfortable. That's okay, feel uncomfortable. Stop looking for happiness in meaning. He says you will never be happy if you continue to search for what happiness consists of. You will never be happy if you continue to search for what happiness consists of. Camus was promoting here, what Camus was promoting here is what he called living without appeal, which means to acknowledge that there is nothing else for you to see beyond the here and now, just the ordinary and mundane everyday existence was right in front of you in each moment. And if you refuse to live like this by persisting in the imagination of what could be for your life, you are basically a sinner, says Camus. For if there is a sin against life, it consists perhaps not so much in despairing of hope, in despairing of life, as in hoping for another life and in eluding the unstoppable grandeur, this life. Did you follow me?
Yes, but would you repeat it?
Camus was promoting here what he called living without appeal, which means to acknowledge that there is nothing else for you to see beyond the here and now, just the ordinary and mundane everyday existence, what's right in front of you in each moment. And if you refuse to live like this, by persisting in the imagination of what could be for your life, you are basically a sinner, he says. For if there is a sin against life, it consists perhaps not so much in despairing of life, as in hoping for another life and in eluding the unstoppable grandeur of this life. Does it make sense? put this simple, the biggest sin is not so much in hating your life as much as it is in hoping for another life, because in doing so, you are missing out on the beauty of the life you now have. As harder as it is. Or maybe. Life is not easy. And for some of us, life is a constant challenge. And this is life. As we have limited time on earth, we should spend its living each day to the fullest. And we should not spend it thinking of the afterlife or imaginary worlds. Your life is here and now. Therefore, live intensely. This life is a gift. Appreciate the beauty of living in a world where the experience is heightened. He said that in this very world, in this very dimension, our sense experience is so high, so intense, that the angels envy us. Yeah. That's why it's so hard. We get so attached to this world. We get so attached to the sense experience. Because life is beautiful. Camus encourages all of us to live to the point of tears and appreciation. I know some of you may be a little uncomfortable. Oh, that's not what I was taught. That's okay. Just follow me. We will come to a conclusion. Trust me, it's going to be good. What did Camus mean? What did he mean by live to the point of tears? If to live to the point of tears is an exhortation, it is an exhortation to live life to the fullest. As a philosophical argument, Camus meant that you should live until you cannot stand it any longer. Until you can't stand it any longer. According to Camus, the tragic condition of human beings is caused by the conflict between their desire for meaning, and the silence of the world. The tragic condition of human beings is caused by the conflict between their desire for meaning and the silence of the world. The world's refusal to provide us with any meaning. What is all this? If the stuff that I like is going to die, if the stuff that I love is going to die, if everything is changing, if the beautiful rose that I placed before the image is going to go. What is all this? This conflict gives birth to the absurd of our human condition. However, for Camus, life is worth living, even when it has no meaning. The rational meaning, you know? Even more, the absurd, he says, is the beginning of life, not a dead end. What do we say in Vedanta? Have you read Swami Vivekananda? Life is a statement of facts. Facts as they present before us. Certain things we just simply need to accept. You can read Dhyanayoga, the lectures on Maya. We call it Maya in Vedanta. This is Maya. We cannot find an explanation or any meaning, rational meaning. What is the meaning of all this? This is crazy. Well, we call it Lila. We devotees, the Lila of God. God knows better what it is all about. One thing we know, we are here to experience life. We are here to learn. The absurd is the beginning of life, Camus says. This conflict keeps our soul young and rebellious, keep us truly living in the present moment. Precisely in that conflict, we can create a meaning for ourselves. The more meaning we create for our life, the more intensively we can rebel against the world. And the more intensively we can live our lives to the point of tears. Thus, the only thing which remains is acceptance. It is what it is. Now, find the way you want to live. In Sanskrit, for all those who are here, you know exactly a dharmic way of life in Dharma. Honoring and respecting and loving each other. Find meaning in your life. Go for it. Acceptance leads to individual freedom. You can create new meanings even though life is meaningless, according to Camus. It is worth living and should be embraced as it is. Swami Vivekananda says, a statement of fact. In Vedantic language, we call it Maya. What is Maya? This is Maya. We are still living in the here and now. We need to live in the present moment and make the most of it. Make the most of it. Thus, day by day, says Swami Vivekananda, till karma's power is spent, release the soul forever. It's coming from the song of Snehasin. That's how it goes. But I like this. Thus, day by day. Day by day. You wake up early morning, you have a new opportunity to live a unique day. To live a unique life. By knowing how to enjoy the present moment, you can more easily reach this state of acceptance. And you will know how to face the absurd. The absurd now has meaning. Living is simply a beautiful experience. live intensely. As if with passion. Be passionate. Camus thought that the greatness in a person is put out of them when they are confronted with challenge. Thought that the greatness in a person is put out when they are confronted with challenge. I love that. Challenges are good. It's entertaining. It's, you get out of your comfort zone. That's life. Otherwise, you'll be here like Debbie. Have you seen Debbie sitting? You see our cat here? It's beautiful. Go and see Debbie after the talk. Check out Debbie. The fat cat. She's just sitting there. Get out of your comfort zone. Oh, yes. So instead of asking what my passion is, the question is to ask, what could I be passionate about? Explore the qualities of vitality, curiosity, and spontaneity that makes us feel alive. Explore the qualities of vitality, curiosity, and spontaneity that makes us feel alive. Whatever it is, walking the dogs, spending time with your kids, and witnessing their innocence, how fast they grow. Painting lessons, or what is called that samba? No, the new trend. It's a polka. Zumba. Thank you. I'm here, I just not much in touch what's going on, but I heard that I'm doing Zumba. What is Zumba? Pursuing what increases your focus and intensity, and in turn define your life by passion. And if you do this, according to Camus, you are living your life to the fullest. Now, but in order to do this, we have to relate to the world. We have to interact with the world. Now, how to live is the question. Because living is relating. In order to live your life, you need to be present. You need to relate to the world. Do I have a choice to relate to the world? When you open your eyes, you relate to this world. When you think of something, you relate. When you imagine something, you relate. There is subject and object all the time. Even in dream, there is that subject and object. You relate. While you are awake, you relate to the world. So while living, I need to relate to the world. I have no choice. You do not choose to relate, though you may choose to avoid relationship, but that is also a way of relating. I see you when I open my eyes. I am relating to you. It is impossible to avoid this. It is impossible to avoid making a choice. there is no choice but to choose. And when you relate to a situation, how do you respond to that situation? If you consciously respond, there is a choice. One has to take the initiative in developing the capacity to choose. In fact, one has to experience, to exercise one's choice, to become more deliberate, more conscious, in order to become spontaneously good, spontaneously doing what is to be done. We need to choose what is good for us. We need to choose whatever will help us grow spiritually. Neither good nor bad. This is my choice. This is, this will help me. This is not helping. Since my relating to the world is inevitable, either I relate to the world intelligently or I relate unintelligently and mechanically. To be intelligent is to be objective. Again, I see you when I open my eyes. It is the subject-object relationship. I am the subject, you are the object. What happens to us? I'm usually very subjective. I see you as I want to see you. I superimpose on you my subject, my ideas, my conceptions, instead of taking you objectively as you are. The word objective naturally presupposes another word, subjective. It's opposite. To be objective is not to be subjective, influenced by personal feeling, taste, and opinions. Bear with me. This is good. When I see a flower, I accept it as it is, a flower. When I see a person, an accepted person as he or she is, I am objective. And that's exactly what we need, to relate to the world objectively. Objectively. To be objective, you need to reduce your subjectivity, your likes and dislikes. How you want to paint it, how you want to paint a person. But to relate, I must be present. The I is the subject. And what you relate to is the object. It may be a person, an object, or a situation. There is something that you objectify, which you can call object. And you are the subject who objectifies. The subject-object relating to situations, to human beings, to whatever circumstance of life is living. Are you following me? It will get clearer. Yeah, I know. That's what we need. We need to think. Therefore, to relate which is inevitable, which is life, you must be present. Attentive, alert. Were you here yesterday?
Yes.
We talked about this, right? Be present, attentive, alert. To sit by your side, your beloved. You need to relate all the time in this world. It's inevitable. In relating, the one who is invariable is the subject, referred by the first person singular, I. Objects are variable, vary, whereas the subject is always invariable. It's I. In your case, it's I, in my case, in your case, it's I, the subject. To be objective is to truly understand the subject. Understand who we are. Many of you must be thinking, oh, I know where Swami is going. I know where he's taking me now. Oh, again. Who am I, right? You're right. Exactly. Who am I? What do I consider to be my I? You were thinking, oh, I know that. That's called the Atman, right? Correct. Even though you are invariably present in all the situations, you see yourself as a complex being and not as one single person, for you are in different roles in life. How is that? Like a role of an actor. The roles that you play in your life are like the roles of an actor that he plays on a stage. You know that? The role as a father, as a daughter, as a son. These are roles we play. Let us suppose an actor plays the role of a beggar who naturally needs to be exposed to all the privations according to the script he plays. However, the actor does not seem to be affected by the role. Once he is in a situation, he is supposed to cry aloud. And he does it so well that he even brings tears to his eyes. For he's proud of himself. For that, he's really proud of himself. It's like, oh, I performed well. Even, people come to him and say, hey, that was good. Yeah, I didn't need any onions around. Naturally, they came out. That is good acting. Not encouraging you to be fake. Act all the time, but just pay attention to what happened to the actor. He's later congratulated by his friends and audience. Now, why does he not play the roles in the same way in his real life? If you analyze your life, you play different roles depending on your status. The status of a father, of a son, a husband, or a wife. All the roles are only referential. You are not the son, you are not the father, you are not the husband or the wife. When I say I am a father, I am a son, I am a wife, You are looking at yourself from different standpoints to define you in different roles. Like I cannot take for granted that my siblings had the same kind of relationship that I had with my own mother. My relationship was different. And it's different the role I play with my mother and the role I play with my father. You may behave differently. These are all notions. They are all about yourself. The notion that you take for as yourself. When you look at yourself in relation to your parents, you are the son or the daughter. When you look at yourself in relation to your children, you become the father and the mother. In a theater, it's very easy to be aware of oneself while playing a role. There, one knows one is not the real beggar, even though you are all dressed up. The actor can see it. The whole thing is a drama. One knows one is the son of so-and-so, who is playing the role of the king or son of somebody else. Real life, however, is not seen as a drama. The subject, the person, the I is influenced, is affected. Everyone affects the person. If you look at each role this affected person plays, there is no role without conflict. There is no role without a problem, my friend. We all have to confront these so-called problems in life. Some of them are painful. Either in real life or in a play, there is no role without conflict. Every role is fraught with issues. Very rarely is there a role that is free from conflict. In a play, you know clearly that it is a role. The space between the role and the person is very evident. Where is that space in real life? You do not find any space. Inside, it is all jumbled up. You live this soul like you believe you are the beggar. What is the space when an actor plays a role in a theater? That space is not physical. The role is the person. The beggar, begging person, is the actor. When the beggar comes out, actually the actor comes out. Really speaking, the beggar does not come out. Therefore, the beggar is the actor. In fact, the actor assumes the role of a beggar without losing his real identity. But it is not so in our lives. Why? All throughout the play, the actor remembers that he is so-and-so. Even though as an actor, he identifies with the role's emotions, keeping up with the script. All the while, he remembers himself. Hey, I'm a very famous Hollywood actor. I live in, I don't know, West Hollywood, Beverly Hills. Yet, look at me now. Hmm? But there is a space. What is that space? The problems of the role are confined to the role. They are not allowed to enter into, to affect the actor, because there is this space, the space of self-identity, self-awareness. I am not this, and I know this very well. I'm a rich man. The actor is unaffected. The actor is untouched. The actor is very much present in the role of a beggar. Every bit of the beggar is the actor. The whole of the beggar is the whole of the actor. But at the same time, the actor remains uninvolved. It is very evident here. The space is very clear. Therefore, the persons remain unaffected. What happens in real life? The world keeps changing because it's variable. You are also variable in the sense that you assume a relevant change as the situation changes. If you people are standing in front of you and the first person is your father, the second person is your mother, you become your father's son in front of your father. You become your mother's son in front of your mother. Clearly, a father's son is different from the mother's son. The same goes for your brothers and sisters and friends. Have you noticed that? With certain people, you are more open. With others, it's at your boundaries. And this is called sanity. The knowing of your role is sanity, right? Sanity is to bring out the right person at the right situation. What happens if you start behaving with your father as if he were your friend, your buddy? Hey, yo, what's up? Father, whoa. Why are you talking to me like that? I'm your father. Right? So that's sanity. To bring out the right role in front of whatever in front of you. You cannot afford to bring out the wrong person. However, as you know, in real life, that space is missing, or we don't know, or we do not know, we are the actor. We are giving the script for each role. What do we lack? The knowledge. I am the actor. That you are different from the roles you play. You are an entity, a person. The meaning of the first person singular, aham, the I. Away from the role. You are the I consciousness, the conscious being, the self, capital self. This conscious being needs to be understood in our lives. You have to correct all your wrong opinions about yourself and see clearly who you are in order to play the roles in real life as one does on the stage. In Vedanta, we assert the fact that we are conscious beings. It is not enough to say that I am a conscious being because I am also an individual with reference to this body-mind sense complex. As an individual alone, I am a conscious being. This conscious being is also related to the totality, to a total. There is no individual without a total. It is like a tree in a forest. which is related to the mother tree, to its own brother tree, to the small brother trees growing in the forest. While the tree is interrelated to other trees, at the same time, it is related to the forest as an entity. If the forest is an entity, and if this particular tree is related to the forest, then the relationship of the tree to the forest is the same as every other tree's relationship to the forest. It's a relationship of the individual to the total. But we all refer to the forest. The total is the forest. As an individual, I am related to the whole, to the total. There is no individual without the total. If the individual needs to be understood, so the total. Without understanding the total, if somebody says I is consciousness, Ananda or bliss, it will not work because that person is going to go around the reality. The individual is part of the total. You cannot go around this reality. You cannot bypass the reality of the total. What is the total? We call it? We call it God. The total is all that you see around here. The totality is permeated by that Chaitanya consciousness. The total is also a conscious being. If it is the truth, then my not knowing the truth creates all the conflict. We cannot enjoy our inner space because we don't know the reality of our basic relationship. We don't know who we are. We forgot who we are. The actor knows that he is an individual. He knows all about himself as an individual, right? He also knows that the individual is different from the role he plays. Here, I am the individual. I am the individual conscious being, which is not different than the totality, the reality of the whole conscious being. That is the space. You mean to be the total. You mean to have a relationship with the total. It's not about you. It's about the totality. It's about all of us. That's the missing point. I would rather live my life as if there is a God, Albert Camus says, and die to find out there isn't, than live my life as if there isn't, and die to find out there is a God. For all those who are having a hard time, I rather live my life thinking there is a God and die to find out there isn't. What do we know? But when you lead your life knowing, believing, accepting, there must be somebody responsible for all this. can relate to the world in a different way. Ask yourself. We cannot go around the totality. We cannot go around in our life without relating to that totality, which we call God. You have to establish this relationship by recognizing the fact that as an individual conscious being, you are related to the Lord, who is all knowledge, who is manifest in the form of His world, universes. If you want to go around this reality, if you want to bypass the totality, you cannot understand Vedanta. Meaning, if you stick to your ego, to your I and mind, without understanding that you are also there, you cannot understand Vedanta. Think about it. It just doesn't work. It's never worked, and it will never work. In fact, the whole purpose of Vedanta is to understand the identity between the Jiva, embodied being, and Ishvara, the totality. I and my Father are one, said Jesus. We need to understand that. We need to master that in our lives. When you recognize this relationship, you become a devotee. You relax and embrace God in everything, even in your challenges of your daily life. You become a bhakta in that language. We talked about this yesterday. You surrender. You relax. Now I can live. Because it's not about me, you know. You take it too personally. Relax. You are all included. In this self-identity lies the space we need in relating. The space to play and live intensely in this world. We become devotees because of our awareness of the reality. So if you are a son, then you are a devotee son. You are a father, you are a devotee father. Because in being a father, you relate to the totality. You make it a point to bring God to your life. In order to live intensely, you need to recognize this relationship, which is inevitable. You have to relate to the forest. Yesterday I said God is a circle whose circumference is nowhere, but whose center is everywhere. Human beings are also circles whose circumference is nowhere, but whose center, unfortunately, is in our body, is in some body. Pun intended. So, expand. Know your true identity as one with the totality. Let God play through you. Now, Do you have a choice in being a son or a daughter? I'm a son. I just can I change that? I wish you can say, well, I wish I were a daughter or something, but I'm a son. I'm okay with it. Not I want to change anything. You have no choice when you say, I'm a son or a daughter. You have a choice when you say, I do not want to marry, or I want to remain single. That's a choice. You cannot say, I do not want to be a son or a daughter. However, you have no choice here. You can wish for so many things. You wish you were a daughter, you wish you were a son, but you have no choice. You are a son, there is no choice whatsoever, because it is a reality. Similarly, you have no choice. Listen, this is very important. As you have no choice in being a daughter, you have no choice in relating to the totality. Because that's what it is. You have to relate. You have to have a relationship. You have to be a devotee. Accepting the relationship with the totality is just inevitable. And this is life. This is the only way we can live and enjoy our present moment. You accept what we call God, the totality in your life. Make it a point to create a very intimate relationship where within me, within you, and expressing it in your daily life. Being coherent. Without this totality, I tell you, all we have is the life, is only a bunch of problems. Problems as a father, as a daughter, as a brother. Problem. You have to play the many roles, and every role is fraught with problems. The answer is the appreciation of existence. The appreciation of the existence, the background. Existence of that Lord, we call Brahman in Sanskrit. This knowledge makes you a compassionate person, a simple person. Simple. Compassion begins with you. Our task must be to free ourselves. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature in its beauty, says Albert Einstein. Only then compassion towards others is possible. Do you know Lao Tzu? Lao Tzu, a Chinese legendary and historical figure who is considered to be the founder of Taoism. Kindness in words creates confidence. Kindness in thinking creates profoundness. Kindness in giving creates love. This is truly the appreciation of the existence of the background. can live intensely. We can live intensely to the point of tears. You can certainly do that if you remember your real identity with the total. If you remember your relationship with the total, then only you can be like actors, enjoying the play. Living to the fullest. Then only you will be able to live objectively. Living aware of the total is not different to yourself. Life is this simple. We are living in a world that is absolutely transparent. And the divine is shining through. Life is this simple. We are living in a world that is absolutely transparent. And the divine is shining through it all the time. This is not just a nice story or a fable. It is true, says Thomas Merton. Thank you.
Announcement,
We have announced.
Swami Dhyanayogananda. Pronounce his name, the gentleman.
Swami Dhyanayogananda.
He will be here next week. He'll be speaking here next week, and there will be a potluck afterward. It won't go out in the newsletter. It's close. This is a prayer that we close with. Many of you know it, and they're kind of just repeating it after the Swami. You already know. But so we'll close our meeting, and there will be coffee and snacks in the monastery. Please come join and have fellowship.
I don't know, here in this center, are you used to the Q&A?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Last time people, what we did was to bring in conflating with Vedanta, right? Is that something that, because you talked about Kamu talks about the inevitability.
The absurdity.
We have no choice but to choose, right? And so the truth making is that we have no other choice but to accept, to recognize and accept our relationship with no other.
Yeah, you got it. It makes me happy. Thank you.
Swamiji, we can't hear much from there, so if you can speak closer or you can repeat.
Please, come forward. I need you to talk loud so that they can hear you, because it's hard for me to reproduce. But
good idea. Yeah, can you
I don't have we don't have a mic, but so what he's saying is basically what happened.
You're muted. You're muted, Swami.
So what is your name? Gautam. So Gautam was basically summarizing the talk by saying that it was a good connection, or sort of like taking an existentialist like Albert Camus and come to the same conclusion from the Vedantist point of view, that the inevitability to live our lives, the absurdity of life is just to accept. and that it is a sin. It's a sin to lie, to expect from something different, just to be able to live every single moment. You can change things with your own effort. Gautam, is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, I mean, the whole notion of choice becomes an interesting thing. I mean, if you're looking at choice, then of course there is the whole thing. We talked about subjectivity. Then what about my desire? Okay, I'm going to choose not to believe. That's part of it. But Vedanta will say, okay, well, that's your choice, and that's so you. So
that's okay. Yeah, the choice. You don't have to believe. I think this is not a matter of believing. This is a matter of, does it make sense? Matter of thinking. That's why somebody said, I'm thinking. I said, good. I want you to think. Vedanta is all about thinking. Vedanta is not a belief. It's a matter of, okay, sit down with yourself. Try to make sense of your life. How do I find these answers to these fundamental questions of life? Now, it's also science, because when you try, you get results. And it so happens that the results that you get, they tally with all those of the ancient, all those rishis or seers of the truth.
the notion of I and thou, I mean, the duality is there in the words of I am part of you. Then thou art.
So looks like what we are saying, or we are talking, is like it's not a matter of belief, it's a matter of using our intelligence as a source of knowledge. As much as I take my direct experience to be a source of knowledge, it's not a belief, it's my experience. The trust is also a source of knowledge. You trust, okay, let me trust this. It seems rational, what Vedanta says. Apply it in your life, see what happens. Yes, yes, sure.
I love the idea that life is here now for me. It must do. And I totally buy that. Not objective, but factor is how can we not think about meaning to living. Because everything that you spoke about is how to connect with relate with people and in totality with God. So that itself is choosing what is meaningful to you.
Absolutely.
So that depends on what meaning you seek in life.
Absolutely. In the beginning, we try to make sense of this life. Like, what is this? Why am I here?
Like dogs and cats without meaning of
Like, why am I here? What is going on? Why, right? And these fundamental questions that we all eventually will come across when we get tired of experiencing the same thing again and again. Right? So, no, I try to be happy, but every time I want to be happy, I just run out the same, frustration, disappointments, or I trust somebody, but then again, it's not trustworthy to trust any human being. It's just what it is.
So that should be some purpose.
So in that accepting the inevitable, in that accepting the statements of facts, in the words of Swami Vivekananda, in accepting Maya as it is, in a way, if being able and being open to give meaning to your life, all right, I'm accepting this. Now, what do I do? then Vedanta comes forward. Vedanta
Swami,
is for you.
can I say something like trying to believe that you're not the doer,
Yeah.
that I'm not doing anything in life, basically. It's
Right.
pretty much mother working through me, and I'm just floating in her ocean, and that's about it.
That's the practice. But yeah, that's exactly. I'm sorry, I just lost the track or whatever.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. So the acceptance of the inevitable, of the absurd, is we may use that language. Is the beginning of you giving a meaning to your life. Vedanta comes before you, and what does Vedanta say? Hey, it's not about you, it's about the totality. You have to have a relationship with Ishvara. You have to have a relationship with Brahman. But Brahman, then have a relationship with God. Okay, but what is God? God is your own creation. It's a symbol that represents different principles. And the main principle of Vedanta is there is one without a second. And that's the basis for all morality and all ethics. And that you have to become in your life. Apply that in your life. Respect each other. Empathize with each other as your own. Connect with the totality. Then you will see the transformation in your life. And live. I don't want to say anything that may give way to divert the topic to a very worldly thing to say. It's like, well, but I don't like the life that I'm living. I want to change it. Go for it. Why not? You think God has decided, oh, you're going to suffer your whole life? Amen. No, you have the choice to change your reality. Accept what it is. Accept the prices you have to pay without expectation. Where there is good, there is bad. So you can change your present. You can challenge yourself in acceptance of what may happen to you. We have to dare to live and make choices in our life. We have that free will to make sense of this and choose to live a God-centered life and not a body-centered life. Yes.
In many ways, Vedanta is not only thinking, but it's a distilled thinking. So that you have to understand the extract of the entire wisdom that comes from that one. For example, it says, Ekam Sat Vipraha Bahuda Vadanti. You can think any way that you want to, you can speak anything that you want to, you can believe in anything, and yet Vedanta. That is why you may not believe in God, but God will continue to believe in you.
So the belief kind of thing, we are used to falling into this, oh, you're not a believer, sin. Bad. Hey, we are free, conscious beings. It's up to you. Now, it's up to you. There are many people who are not called Vedantins or religious, and they are excellent Vedantins and religious people. And they don't go to church, or they don't come to the temple. But they are very ethical in their life. They help others without knowing that they are helping themselves. In helping others, they're just good people. They are more Vedantins, maybe, than any of us, though we try so hard to be good people. So that kind of belief, it's a matter of what you feel, right? Now, if you are into that thinking and being rational about things, okay, dare to think, because that's the capacity, unique capacity that human beings have to use our intellect. That we are introduced to a religion or a form of God, it's a fact of life. You were born in India and a display of God and goddesses before you. It was, oh.
That's true.
I was born here in this side, on this side. I was given only one. It's Jesus, but it's only Jesus. So, oh. These are symbols, different forms that represent different manifestations of the one single reality. That one single reality that serves as a source of constant inspiration to all of us, to remind us that it's not about me and mine, but it's about the totality as our real identity. And we have to dare to practice this in our life. Without it, we are no better than animals.
So, Swamiji, can we say that until
Give me 1 second.
When you mean by
Yes, sorry, let's just say, let him say yes.
this is Gaurav, can we say that until you really start feeling something, means the personal experience, you really cannot.
It's not about experiences. You have to dare to put this into practice in life. Just start doing it.
Yeah.
You will see what comes to you immediately.
Yes.
Peace. You will find a smile on your face.
Yes.
It's working. You're not having samadhi all of a sudden.
No.
Kind of, you don't necessarily have to experience that, because all we need is that inner peace. All we want is the peace. My God, give me that divine pleasure where I can be fulfilled, where there are no desires can come to that space, that I feel complete. That peace slowly will grow in your life. That peace will give you the right mind that you will need to understand more and more about yourself and the totality. That is called Chitta Shuddhi.
Meditation.
Meditation is a very excellent, if not in a spiritual life. The best way you can find that peace and give your mind rest and be reminded. But then your attitude towards life also matters. It's not enough, huh? Your daily life should show this. How you feel about others. I was telling you yesterday, you cannot meditate if you haven't finished business within you. Forgive, let it go. Let the past be the past. You are here now. Don't judge yourself upon the past. Start from now. Be grateful of your past that brought you here. Yes.
when you mean by establishing relationship with the totality, like you mean like establish some kind of like different forms, like say like establish a friend kind of relationship or a servant relationship. Is that what you mean, or?
What I mean is that we have to understand the need to be a devotee. understand rationally the need to use our emotional capacity that we have as human beings to fall in love. That's like you fall in love with things of the world, fall in love with that we call God, and make it a point to be the most important relationship in your life. Have an inner communion with God. Open your heart to the totality. Try. And this is not a belief. Try. Yeah.
That mean like, sorry.
So the approach you take in your life, as a loving son, Sri Ramakrishna talks about that probably the best way is just be the son of God, act as a child. Possibly is the safest way, because we are all childs after all. Regardless whether you're a son or a daughter, we're all children. And children of immortal bliss. So the approach you take, it will be up to you, but to have a relationship, to honor God within you, and to remember your relationship with the forest as the forest. Vedanta is all about the understanding of your identity as a jiva, embodied being, the equality with Brahman.
So does it mean that like when you establish the relationship with the totality, you will feel like you are performing the role? Like, is that what you?
Yeah, you will be in constant communion with your true identity. Until now, we thought, and we kind of take it for granted, that my identity is me. Me, I, and mine. Start from the scratch. Practice that your true, real identity is the totality of Brahman. Totality of what we call God. Start tuning, syncing, like a radio. Tune up with the right station, and you will see magic will start happening in your life. It's like magic. Because the moment you open up to that, you surrender in access. Many times that the things that come to your life are the things that you want. You are happy and dancing. Thank you, God. And sometimes, even though you have this relationship, sometimes God wants more from you. And He, depending how you look upon God, challenges you. You can do better. There are 4 challenges in life to make you stronger. To know, to experience, and experience sometimes is uncomfortable. It makes us feel uncomfortable. But that's how we grow. That's how we get stronger. That's how we can open our heart, with confidence. Nobody can hurt you. Just know God is in everything, but stay away from the lion. The lion God. Yes, anybody want? Yes. Loud.
So my question is that when I'm trying to in these classes, if that really makes any sense in my own life, like my real life. So when we have challenges, what I had, not today, but my concept is lessons that when we go through like a difficult time in our life, that means we are getting kind of told by the God that from the God that information when you are having things, that means you are not going the right path. So that's why they are giving us pain to in the right direction. Is that something like that you also?
You know, until now we like to be treated as children.
Yeah.
We like to be told, well, God wants you, you know. We are grown-up people. We are grown-up people. It's not that you don't need anybody to tell you. Huh? Circumstances in life happen, okay? And therefore you have to embrace them as challenges. A devotee may think, well, God is, you know, thank you, Lord, for giving me these challenges, or he will be just totally upset. What kind of God are you? Well, you, why not? Who told you? Again,
There's a some question. How I'm talking with you, that my intelligence is that level. That when you're answering me, I know that Swamiji is answering me. It's like that Mashallah is answering me, even in my dream. So that, you know, that level of guidance I need.
right. You know, you have to understand, you know, life is a conglomeration of challenges. There are no answers, my dear. You just need to live.
Take my basic
Take your business as this. Play the roles with grace. Take it as it is. Do you think Holy Mother needed answers? You said Holy Mother, right?
Yeah.
So do you think she needed answers for the nieces and the brothers and the siblings that she had in her life? She needed like, okay, why? You know, these people, everybody calls me mother, and these people are abusing me all day. It was just like, all right, this is what it is. I just keep giving my best. And she, you know, set boundaries when she needed to. She set boundaries. Only read about it. Oh, yes. It was all love, but sometimes it was So, you know, it's not like why it's happening. You have to understand. I mean, life is for you to experience. Life is experience for you to mature, to make you stronger, to develop that common sense. Common sense is developed out of experience. You cannot have common sense without experience. The experience is like, oh, fire is good, right? Give me heat. But if I put my hand in the fire, what's going to happen? Will you listen to me or will you try yourself?
I have to try myself.
There you go.
But
Live.
That's my nature, not to be harsh. So is there any precaution also I can take that?
Just stick to your devotion. I stick to your connection with the divine. Remember your identity with the totality, and just keep doing whatever you're doing. Lead a dharmic way of life. Lead a life centered in the reality of God. Accept and honor, love everyone without disclosing. You don't have to tell everybody. Give your best. That's all. Fulfill your roles in life. That's all you need. Live spontaneously, but stick to God, so that you can experience some inner peace during the day, so that you can have the inner peace and the calmness that is required to make the right decisions. The sticking to God will give you that calmness that you need. Will give you that space. Don't react. Breathe in, think. Otherwise, we're very reactive people, you know. Why don't you call that? All the spiritual practices, all the yogas, religious practices are meant for you to experience calmness. Samatvam, equanimity. Without that, it's very difficult.
Samatvam, then there is no good and bad. Take phased out of my life or not. It's Shamarpan.
It is what it is.
That is, then I am also sadhu, like you.
Oh, good. I love that. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you made my day. That's beautiful.
That's what you want to do.
Yes. Well, to understand the essence of the meaning of sadhu, sadhu is a person whose job is to think of God 24/7. 24/7 is there any space out?
No.
You want to be a sadhu? Be a sadhu, my friend. We are all called to be sadhus.
Honestly, that's what we are all supposed to do, right?
Yes.
Each part, keep God in the center
Yes.
and live in here and now.
Yes.
So the here and now is throughout the day.
Yeah.
24/7, and keeping God in the center.
Yeah.
That's all of us are inner sadhus in that.
All of us are called to be sadhus.
Yeah.
All
Makes
of
sense.
us.
Makes sense.
We have to understand it is not too complicated. We complicate things. And Vedanta is like Hinduism is like, oh my God. Am I having the Chitta Shuddhi? Am I having, Sarana Chatustaya, Sampatti, you are a living conscious being. You've been put here. Observe what's going on. What do I want?
At least not make others miserable. Yeah.
That's why Vivekananda said, never mind if they have the right mind or not. They've heard about it. Wake up, wake up. I'm quite comfortable. Wake up. Oh, let me sleep a little longer. All right, says the Lord. You want to sleep? Rest. And you keep dreaming. That it hurts. Then you cry. We are called to be awake in the dream. Just like when you dream and you know it's a dream. And when that happens to you let me play. I know it's a dream. One fine day, it's just it's a matter of time, maybe 1 hour, 15 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, I will wake up and I would know it was nothing but a dream. But while you know you are dreaming, you just play your role. You are not afraid to live. In the same way, no, this is a dream. It's not an overnight dream. Well, maybe it is, I don't know. But it lasts 70, 80, 90. Sometimes less than that. Sometimes it surprises us. It's like, well, you're going to wake up right now. Boom. Oh, what happened? So, but to live this life is such a gift. This life is so beautiful. When you embrace the totality, when you embrace God, when God is with you. Because then and then only you experience that inner space. That is the identity. I'm not the beggar. And then only you experience that peace that reminds you. Don't take these fantasies of this world too seriously. Swami Mahapurush Maharaj, Dhyanayogananda said that. Don't take them too seriously. Just play your role. Speak to God. That's the only way to live. Anybody else?
So, Swamiji, Gaurav again.
Questions?
I think I think Neeraji is saying something.
Yes.
One
Do you
second.
have a question?
I'm sorry that this is happening. I'm not the master of behind this, but we will try to do this with patience.
Yes.
Swamiji,
So Swami, somebody is saying something. Let him finish, and then we can continue with those on the other side. So okay, there you go. Yes.
No, I was just saying, in format wise, there are so many questions in this congregation. And Brother Shankar used to say that when time comes, officially we can conclude and continue our discussion in the fellowship hall, so that those who want to go, they can go.
Yeah, please, you're free. You are Mukta Purushas already. What is my business? So, okay, now that we heard that, so would you like to say something? Anything? You from Zoom? Anybody?
I think
Yes.
Neeraji was saying something. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Hari Om and Namaste Swamiji. This is Vijay and Neera.
Yes.
We are online and we had the opportunity of meeting you twice. Yes, at Triboko.
Yes.
When Swami Y was there, and we are very grateful that you came here to give us these gems that you gave about the choices, about being an actor, about totality, about kindness. And there's no end to what you gave us today, and I hope that you come again, and I hope that you come again soon. In summary, whatever sounds so difficult, as you said, is really simple. If I accept where I am at, where Thakur has put me today, where Ma has put me today, and if I sleep with that thought, let that be the last thought in the mind before I sleep. Thank you, Thakur. Thank you, Ma. You have given me everything. It makes so much easier to sleep and to live through the day.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That is the attitude of the devotee. And that is very personal. That is very personal. Some of us are satisfied with the feeling and intuitively satisfied with that. Some of us need more explanation. Some of us need to rationalize this, to understand that we need to be devotee and we need to open our heart so that we can experience this truth in a more easy way. I'm with you there, but we need this. So yes, naturally, if you open your heart in acceptance and you have already a relationship with your Ishta Devata and you are fully satisfied with that, well, you are very fortunate. You are very, very fortunate and blessed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Should we close? Oh. No, please be my guest, Lori. Shall we? 2 hours. Is that okay? Yes, I will close with my thing, then we can bring this. Okay? Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. That is full. This is also full. From fullness comes that fullness. Taking fullness from fullness, fullness indeed remains. That outer world is Purna, full of divine consciousness. This inner world is also Purna, full of divine consciousness. From Purna comes Purna. From the fullness of divine consciousness, this world is manifested. Taking Purna from Purna, Purna indeed remains, because divine consciousness is non-dual and infinite. Om, peace, peace, peace to all. Let there be peace in the outer space.
Let there be peace in the outer space.
Let there be peace in the sky, on earth, and in the water.
Let there be peace on the earth and in the waters.
Let there be peace in the herbs, in plants, and in the trees.
Let there be peace in the herbs, the plants, and the trees.
May the gods be peaceful.
May the gods be peaceful.
May the whole universe be pervaded by peace.
May the whole universe be pervaded by peace.
Let this infinite universal peace prevail throughout my being.
Let this infinite universal peace prevail throughout my being.
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Peace be into us and all beings everywhere.
Peace be with us. All beloved beings.
I like it. I'm gonna take it with me. May I? Very good. All right, people. Love you all. Thank you. Pleasure. Until next.
Thank you. Thank you. Jai Ma.
Jai Ma, Jai Ma. I forgot to record this. Well, this is life. It would remain in the space.
Sometimes you just have to be there.
You have to be there.
It's